quickly, what is AI search? AI search is nothing but powering business for fastest analytics from months to minutes. Simple as that.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to, at the end of this, I'm going to talk about three major pillars that we are addressing, the three major problems that the industry is going through. But to do that, this is just a quick, vision that we are talking about. So we wanted to empower all the business leaders around the world, leveraging data to take strategical decisions in the lightning speed on their own. That last thing on their own is very important, because right at the moment, if you look at any organization, you can divide this organization into two. Either you can call it as IT team, and either you can call it as a business team, right?
Mhm.
Right. So early days, if you go back in time, tick, 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 if you go back to the time and see, business used to manage their own data. They used to manage it because the volume of data was small. They used to manage within the Excel sheet or maybe Access database or so on and so forth, because they were skilled enough with that. But as the time passed through, the data volume became bigger. They seek the help from the IT team. Because IT wasn't anywhere related to data, nor it's related to data, to be honest. It's a business always. But what happened is table turnaround. Instead of business owning the data, the IT started owning the data.
Right.
After the unstructured data come in, after the data volume became big, internet boomed, all those things kind of thingy. And then we thought about it because we have been into big data implementation and AI implementation, doing a lot of service-based project across Europe, Middle East, and South Asia. What we have noticed is, businesses are quite very much dependent on IT. And we at the moment, living in this 21st century, we are talking about AI, we are talking about automation. Why can't we automate everything that an IT would be doing it? Because it is a business who educate the IT that this is the data set that I want, and this is what the business logic you have to apply to it, right? But there is a through and forth email that's keep on going on, right? So we are cutting that short, simple as that, with automation. And normally, there are many questions that the business actually, keep on posting to the vendors who are doing data services and so on and so forth. We have handpicked a couple of them out of this. These are the 5. What they talk about is the volume of data is, quite a very large. Right, huge dependency on IT team, ability for processing your data and so on and so forth. Business users expect immediate response for their, for the data, and the business require faster data delivery decisions kind of thing. Business users care about the latest and historical data combined together. So, if you look at this, every organization want to extract the value out of the data. So, and the data have, simple paradigms. 3 paradigms that I would actually consider it to be. A is consuming the data. B is basically, playing with the data or, wrangling the data. And the third is, business value. Right. The end user consuming the data. Correct. But this all things they want in production. And production actually demands a lot of things. It has to be 24/7, fault tolerant, integrated, scalable, secure, managed, well managed, I would say. And it has to be zero maintenance. That's how user will be able to successfully consume the data and get the value out of it. Right. Correct. And this technical depth, those production readiness issues that I consider as technical depth is very, very well explained by an article written in the Google Scholar blog, which I have just concised in a very, very visual format. So what Google talks about is you need a platform, basically. A server or whatever it is, which I believe, these cloud providers are quite effectively providing it. But even though these cloud providers are effectively providing it, there are a lot of things that goes in. This is what is a technical depth. and then only you will be able to produce the business value. And to do these all things, it's production is long and complex.
Yeah.
And it requires a lot of IT assembling and many things and so on and so forth. But moreover, this article did not talk about the struggle that we are going with, the skilled people. A very good example that I think you will agree with, which everyone agreed basically with me, is for data analytics, the bare fact is the basics of it is you at least have to write structured query language, SQL, so what we call it as. But you find data scientists in the market, which surprised me a lot, don't even know those SQLs, but they call them as a data scientist.
Right.
Yeah, you agree with that, right?
Yeah.
So that's how the trend is going on, and people are struggling. And on average, with our market research, what we have found out is to get one data engineer or a data scientist onboarded, right? It takes at least minimum 53 days for an organization to recruit a data engineer or data scientist, and not so guaranteed that he is the right person for them to go ahead with. And obviously, we understand there is a lot of time that takes to implement the production readiness and make it all ready and start extracting the business value. The setup cost is huge. So there is in every project there is two things, right? CapEx and OpEx. So CapEx, I'm talking about your setup cost is CapEx. That is not getting the data engineering, doing the build design and make it production ready. And the bare fact is 85% of big data project or AI project are not in production. The final thing is maintenance, operational cost. So this is something is very important because there are many vendors and product out there who are looking to get the big data implemented, but they are not thinking about the production support. They are not thinking about what is going on, because this maintenance cost is a long and recurring cost kind of thing. Yeah. So this is what the article is not talking about, but we have considered this. So what we say is, as I said, the most important part in building the data platform is the platform itself. So even it is a cloud, you have to make sure that all the components or all the resources that required for your big data implementation are all set up and ready, so that you can start building your data pipelines. With automation, what we call it as data factory, in a single click, a layman can go ahead and implement that entire big data factory with all the components, securities, and everything installed automatically. Okay, right. So that is one thing. Self-governing component. I'm going to give a quick synopsis of what the self-governing components are all about. But the thing is, data goes through a life. Data basically goes through, from ingestion to data cleansing, data profiling, data lineage, data quality, data governance entirely, and orchestration, right? Then only you would be, getting that analytical ready data sets for your, visualization, for your analytics, and so on and so forth.
Right. We
build all those components, and the best part is all these components working for you, allowing you not to write even a single line of code, yet you will be able to process your large, big, complex data sets through all those components without even having a technical skill set. And how this is possible is automation. So we call our automation as Dojo. So Dojo allows us to basically, bridge the gap that the industry is going through.
Yeah.
And we are unified. Unified means there are two aspects to the unifity over here. A is, if some organization is implementing the big data, they are getting different tools. Like an example, I'm talking about data quality tools, data governance tools, data wrangling tools, data visualization tools, and all those things from different vendors. Right, but we are a unified platform. You get all the components that you actually want for your data, including data catalog and everything, is within our platform. And the second thing why we call it as a we are unified is normally what is happening is industry is implementing the data lake where they are dumping all the industry's data, and then on top of the data lake they build data warehouses, which is nothing but extra ETL pipelines, extra resources, extra setup and everything, right? And from that data warehouse, they build the BI reports, the business intelligence reports, visualizations, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
What we are saying is, with our platform, you cut down that entirely. So we are a data lakehouse solution. So you see, we are the world first end-to-end data lakehouse solution. Okay. And ultimately, AI remedies. AI remedies is nothing but because we have experience with the retail industry, telecommunication industry, so on and so forth. We know what the KPIs the customer is looking for. So we made that KPIs ready, pre-built, calculated, visualizations ready, everything ready. So within a click, you go ahead and build your visualization. This is self-governing components. Without even writing a single line of code, you can go and do your data ingestion. So currently we have 50 plus connectors. So that means you can go and connect to 50 plus sources, whether being batch or streaming data.
Right.
Okay. And AI remedies is where the business value is. These are predefined reports. And then on the spot is where the beauty is coming. So on the spot is nothing but we have built an auto ML, so that dynamically understands different data sets that has been thrown on it, and it will do prediction for you. Okay. Automatically. It will train the data sets automatically. Everything is automatically, and you don't really, as a business user. So there are two users that we consider in on the spot. One is a business user who basically have a business problem and they want to do the prediction and get the answers out. Okay, that is simple. He does not care about what model has been used, what parameterization has been done. Everything have to be automatic for him. With single click, he get the predictions. Yeah. Second is because data science has boomed so much and business users themselves are quite interested in this kind of thing. There are many users who actually know different models,
right? And
they know how to fine tune it. We consider those users as curious users,
right?
Okay, so we give those users the capabilities to go and specifically choose what model they want to go with, specifically parameterize it, fine tune it, whatever they want to do it, basically, and they can progress and do the prediction. Okay. And orchestration is where whatever you're doing on no-code connector and data wrangling, you're right. All those things will turn into automatic data, big data pipeline with our automation and with the orchestration. And data wrangling is where you wrangle the data. Completely NLP-based wrangling that we have introduced for the first time. Profiling is where you see the profile of the data. And data analytics, the streaming analytics is something that we are working at the moment. This is not live, but the whole idea of streaming analytics is real-time reporting kind of thing.
Okay.
And all the things possible without Dojo, as simple as that. So what is that, business is going to benefit from us is because we have automated anything and everything that an IT might have been doing for them. They are focusing only for their business value, and they are getting the fastest delivery possible. In total, 10x time they are production ready with the data, and because we are unified, they save a lot of costs. Okay. Now, the three takeaway key points are, firstly, we are first end-to-end data lakehouse solution, giving the data analytics from months to minutes.
Yeah.
Second point is our complete platform from data ingestion to determination and data value extraction. You don't need to write a single line of code. So we eliminated that technicalities absolutely from there. Any complex data, you can process it, and simple to use self-service SaaS-based console. Third point is because we are monitoring the system 24/7, and because we are on Kubernetes at the moment, entire system is Kubernetes, so it is self-healing. So there is no maintenance whatsoever user have to worry about. So we are operationalized as well. And continuous security, obviously, because we look for all the vulnerabilities and all those things, monitoring all those things. So always your system is secure. So you see, ultimately, without even writing a single line of code, this beautiful dashboard will be presented to the user with very intuitive and powerful visualizations. This is just a trial report. It is not a full report. This is just a sample sales trial, which gives a lot of details about what is the total sales that a customer is having, how many sales per customer, sales margin, and if there is any drop, anything and everything, sales as per the geographical location. Total products, customer and new active customers, or whatsoever detail, and it's so intuitive and fast that you see the data is changing rapidly. You have this report currently is having 10 years worth of data, and you see the performance of this report instantly changing. Top product performance information, customer insights. These are the reports that we are delivering to the customers with intuitive dashboards. This is where we see the value. So this is what we call it as AI remedies.